Hello, and welcome to another Wackimus HD Reviews. This time we're taking a look at that treacherous traitor we all know and love from G1. This is Classic's Mirage. Originally released in 2006, this is a great modernized rendition of the classic G1 character of Mirage. Most people know or love Mirage in some way or another, being that he was one of the original Autobots from the Season 1 G1 cartoon of Transformers. It's very clear then why they implemented him into the Classics line, a line that was meant to be a throwback to the original cast and crew of the G1 cartoon. He follows the suits of that G1 character, being that he's a Formula 1 race car in his alt mode with this enclosed cockpit, a very futuristic looking version of it. As alt modes go, Formula 1 cars are not always the best choice for most Transformers. In Mirage's case though, this works for his benefit. In fact, this is probably one of the most gorgeous Formula 1 molds I've ever seen. The lines that are on this guy are just so slick and sleek. It's a very clean alt mode, which also continues on to the undercarriage of the vehicle, where it's very smooth, very little kibble, and nothing that you can visually see that is very robotic. In fact, the worst example of this is probably his visible head in the cockpit of the car. That being said, more astute Transformers fans will really appreciate some of the sponsorship stickers that you can see on Mirage. They're throwbacks and inside jokes that really will remind some of the G1 cartoon and show who this guy was really made for. Speaking of G1, he also comes with a rub sign, which will show his Autobot insignia when you rub it. Now, considering I'm a huge Formula 1 race car fan as well as a huge G1 Transformers fan, it's actually funny for me to admit, but I never actually planned on picking this guy up. I'm glad I did though, because out of the whole Classics line, this guy actually stands out as one of my favorite figures of the line. He was truly astounding out of package to me. That's a true testament to this figure, and one that I think is highly owed to all the engineering that was involved with him. I think that's really great when you consider this guy was kind of a pioneer in his day. The whole Classics line actually spawned Universe 2.0, Reveal the Shield, and Generations, lines that actually weren't supposed to be developed. When you look back on it, this guy still stands out as one of the best figures that were made. As far as Mirage's transformation goes, in a word, it's staggering. That word actually perfectly describes the whole transformation style of this guy. And when you're done, you have Mirage in his robot mode. And it's a really cool robot mode because it takes a lot of design cues from the original G1 self. However, it does also take some design liberties, let's face it. Like, look at that thin waist, what's up with that? But in the end, this mold did win me over with the fact that it's a very clean looking robot mode. Front, back, side, it doesn't really matter, he looks good from all angles. Not to mention this awesome head sculpt that Mirage has here, which is unique for this mold, but it still is very G1 reminiscent. But there's still more, guys. Let's quickly talk about some articulation of this guy. So first off, he's got these ball jointed shoulders which can move in and out, forwards and back, and he's also got this double hinged elbow joint, so he's got a full more than 90-degree range there. He's got a swivel joint for a waist, so he can do full 360. As well as he's got a ball jointed hip, so he can move in and out, forwards and back. Now this is cool. Due to transformation, he's got also like almost double hinged movement in his knee. Now that is really, he's got a great range of movement there. But the biggest complaint about this is that because it's designed off this really big gray bit here for a hinge, you get some broken up gapping here on the knee. I find for that just breaks up the mold, so it's a minor complaint, but well worth a note. He's also got these feet which are awesome on a hinge, as well as a ball joint, so he can get some really like wide-legged stances here and hold them due to these feet. So that is a really cool little feature, and he can look awesome in poses, just epic. My other big complaint though is his head. Now his head is on a swivel joint or hinge joint there, as well as a ball joint, but he can only turn side to side, and he's got this
kind of tilt that you can see. Now this is due to stuff that's in behind his head, but it just, I don't know, it just rubs me the wrong way. I really wish he could keep his head like straight on for turning side to side, but again, a very minor complaint when you look at just how posable Mirage is here.
That brings us to Mirage's weapons arsenal, and the first weapon I'm going to talk to you about is his official weapon, which is the one he came with. This is his Electro Disruptor rifle, and it looks really cool. It's formed from the front spoiler of his car mode, and it looks kind of like a crossbow. I really dig that look. I think it's going well for him. But that's not all you can get with this guy, so let's talk about some other things like some third-party product stuff. I have two missiles here, one from TFC and one from Fans Project, and they're both really nice missiles. They fill in an empty space on Mirage's shoulder that he usually has. I tend to levitate more towards the TFC one, but maybe that's just me. A quick mention too I wanted to say is my Mirage here has a Repro label sticker on his chest, and it's a really cool sticker I think that has some IDW throwbacks which are really close to my heart. If you read the All Hail Megatron series, you'll probably recognize this sticker. In the end, there's a lot of versions of this guy out there, and I would highly recommend picking up any of them. The only thing is let's face it, Mirage was the original, and all the rest are kind of posers in my opinion. And there's something specific about the paint scheme of Mirage that just works a little bit better on this mold in my opinion. And considering, like I said earlier, I almost didn't pick this guy up, he's a real winner in my collection, I would say, and one I would highly recommend anyone to go pick up. No Classics collection is going to be complete without him. He's a great addition to fill out your Autobot line. I have no regrets picking this guy up. Anyways, guys, this has been Wackimus Prime, and if you are considering picking this guy up, I hope this video has helped you. The only thing I would say is maybe you want to look at picking this guy up very quickly, because although he's around now, he may just disappear on you, if you know what I mean. Oh crap. I hate it when he does this to me.